have to be on these tools. You know, it's like not getting a telephone in 1930. You know, it's like, I mean, obviously I come with a bias, but these are fundamental ways that people are communicating with the people they care about. And privacy is a very real concern for a lot of people, as it should be, as I was just saying. I think it's something that we need to be very thoughtful about. None of the networks require you to share information in an ongoing way, which is important. And Facebook in particular, I mean, you can really ratchet down your privacy settings, as it sounds like some folks in the audience may have, to just share information with the people that you know and that you care about. So I think it's a wrong assumption that going on these networks necessarily sacrifices your privacy, as long as you manage them well. It's like, you know, getting a cell phone doesn't mean that you always need to be available. You can just turn it off or set expectations with your friends that you're not going to answer it at a certain time. You know, I think a lot of us do that. But I do think, I mean, if you're not on Facebook or Twitter or using social media in general, you need to be. Everyone else is. I mean, it's true. The public and the private, this is, you know, one of the most fascinating cultural and social questions, I think, that all of us in our generation are going to have to sort through for, you know, for the rest of our lives. What is it appropriate to share? When is it appropriate to share? And also, how do we control the information that's created about us, which we may not have had any part in creating? You know, the way that I organize my thoughts around this are around a pretty simple principle, which seems to be that the cost of privacy is increasing structurally. And so by that I mean, I don't mean like what you pay for it. I mean the effort that is required to keep something private is getting more and more difficult. You think about a party that you may go to on Friday, even though you don't take any photo of it, you don't bring any camera. If one person has a camera there and they choose a photo, even they could put it anywhere. They could put it on Twitter, they could put it on Facebook. You don't have to be tagged in it, but that photo exists. And if you don't want to be in that particular photo, you have to go out of your way to not be in it. But you think about that across the board in a lot of different instances. So I'm not one of those people who thinks that privacy is disappearing. I think that privacy has, you know, we have to keep some information to ourselves or to a smaller group in order for society to really function and work. However, I do think that it is becoming harder and harder to keep information close to the breast. It's possible to do it, but we need to be focused on it. And that's why, you know, particularly speaking to an audience like this, I think that we have to be incredibly conscious and thoughtful about what we're sharing, when we're sharing, and how we're doing that. And for a generation that's come of age, sharing is the default, and that's great, and that's a good thing, and that makes the world a better place, but that doesn't mean that it should always be what we do. We just have to be consciously engaged with it, which is something I challenge myself to do just as much as anybody else does, I think.